People who knew Linda all said the same thing about her too, that she was just one of a kind. It's so cliche, but a light, an amazing person. Linda had just turned 35 years old weeks before her murder, which 35 years old, it's obviously not old, but it's also not young. It allows you time to go through college, perhaps get married, maybe have kids, but still there is so much life ahead of you. However, in that amount of time, she had built a very full life. Linda was born and raised in Miami, and she was driven, focused, incredibly smart. Right out of high school, she earned a full ride to University of Miami. There, she studied health science, and she graduated in 2012. Then after that, she enrolled in an accelerated nursing program, and then after that, she enrolled in an accelerated nursing program, and it was just very clear that she had found her calling because she excelled, she became a peer mentor, and she really wanted to see other people succeed just as much as she had. So after graduating, she then landed a job at South Miami Hospital in the Cardiac and Vascular Institute. And then later, she became a medical resident at Larkin Hospital. So her career was thriving, and her personal life, it was just as full. In 2015, everything seemed to fall into place. That's when she bought her first home, she met her future husband John, and she began her residency, all in the same year. Now from the start, Linda and John, they just clicked. They shared the same love for the ocean, for being out in the outdoors, the open water, and their dates, they weren't typical dinner dates or getting cocktails and, having a nice meal or listening to music. They were adventure-y. I mean, I consider it adventure-y. Snorkeling, boating, fishing, just always doing something active and always something together. Within a year, the two of them were married, and then not long after that, they welcomed 2 daughters, Madison and Olivia. Now, all of that to say, Linda was an incredible person. Fearless, selfless, kind, the kind of person that people gravitated toward.
She was an amazing mom, just amazing, completely admirable, beautiful person. She was that person that would answer the phone at 1 a.m.
Just someone you could always count on.
Yeah, she didn't deserve this.
Linda was also especially close with her family. Her obituary described her as, quote, the pride and joy of her parents and her mom's little princess. She was so full of life right until the very end. Now, there didn't seem to be a reason for anyone to want to hurt her. I mean, not at work, not in her friend group, not in her family. She was deeply loved.
And she had the most contagious laugh. And I really mean that. I think the first time I heard her laugh, I was like, oh my gosh, your laugh is hilarious. To the investigators, to police, please don't give up.
Now, when you hear that someone is so well-liked and so loved and that they can't make sense of who could have wanted to do this to them, it just makes what happened even harder to understand, because it makes you ask these questions of, was this random? Was there something else going on beneath the surface? Was there contention with a relationship of hers or a dynamic of hers? What is going on here? Was she targeted? Now, at the scene, investigators were able to quickly identify Linda through the Tahoe, her car, because it had been registered to her husband, John. And that Tahoe, it raised even more questions, because whoever did this left it behind, still there at the scene, which you would think that they would try to hide it or dump it or burn it and get rid of it because it had seemingly dragged Linda's body and there was evidence, but whoever did this didn't get rid of the car. And inside the vehicle, investigators found bloodstains, evidence that there had been a struggle inside this car before Linda was dragged out. And those stains, they had clearly been tampered with. It looked like someone had tried to wipe them away, but didn't do a very good job, almost like a little haphazard, scrub down or wipe down, just very quickly. And in the back seat, there was something else, an Ultraorb medical sheet. Now, this is the kind of sheet that is used in hospitals to absorb fluids. Think like the blue sheets that sometimes they'll have at the dentist office or that they'll have in the doctor's office, or not this, but like a puppy pee pad, those types, like those particular sheets that absorb liquid. That's what they found. Now, Linda was, yes, a nurse, so having access to something like that wasn't unusual, but why was it in her car? That didn't really make much sense. And whoever had done this, they clearly left in a hurry. Not only did they just quickly try to do this wipe down that obviously didn't work, but the Tahoe was still running. All the doors were shut, but the engine was on.